Good evening to another live, and we are on for the 12:30 games. Let's see how many people turn up. It would be nice if we get a couple of people. If we don't, then we will, as usual, just call it quits after about 20 minutes. We're going live with Bristol City versus Burnley, Coventry versus Sheffield United, Sheffield Wednesday versus Cardiff, and also in the League One, it will be Bolton Blackpool, Shrewsbury Birmingham, and Stevenage versus Leyton Orient. And of course, we have today the Shrews with their new boss. So will they get a new manager bounce against poor old Birmingham, who have been they've drawn two of their last few games, haven't they? So look at it. Yeah, two of their last 4 games. And they've only drawn 3 all season. So it's going to be an interesting one with, obviously, the Shrews with their new manager bounce. Will it happen? Will Shrewsbury manage to overturn the mighty Birmingham? And of course, they're not first, which is quite a shock to be saying after just over a third of the season, isn't it? So we're going to go, well, let's go to that game. We'll start with that game. We've got for the Shrews, we've got Savin in goal. We've got a back 4 of Hull and Sala, Pierre and Benning. And we've got a sort of staggered mid of Bloxham, Winchester, Castledine, Perry and Gillett. And that is a good midfield, isn't it? I mean, let's face it, they shouldn't be down where they are. With a midfield like that, any decent boss will be able to get that playing pretty decent football. And up front they've got John Marquis, so let's face it, it's not a bad side. They're playing Birmingham with Ryan Allsop in goal, a back 4 of Laird, Clara, Bellick and Cochrane, and then a staggered mid against. They're in the same formation. Williamson, Sung Ho, Hans, Iwata and Anderson, and of course Stansfield up front. So, we know what class that is. So it's going to be a good game. I think that will be one of the really interesting games of the lunchtime. We'll see how it goes on. I just want to open up the app so I can get my airtime and my radio on. And we'll stick with League One. We'll go to Blackpool away at Bolton. We should have the lineups. We do. Bolton with Baxter in goal. They're going 3-4-3. Jones, Santos and Johnston at the back. Midfield straight of Cogley, Sheehan, Thomason and Schoen. And a front 3 of McAtee, Charles and Collins. So they're really trying to pump up the volume there, and we know they can score, so that's going to be interesting. Blackpool with O'Donnell in goal. We've got Lawrence Gabriel at the back with Alfaya, Casey and Husband, and then a straight mid of Apter, Evans, Norburn and Coulson, and then we've got a number 10 role for Embleton with Joseph up front. So 4-3-3 versus a 4-4-1-1. So that's looking a little bit. I prefer the Bolton format, and with them being at home, that could be quite a high scoring game with the look of that. I don't know what you think. Stevenage versus Leyton Orient. Stevenage now with these have got a good side as well. Cooper in goal, Wilding, Thompson, Pergini, Butler. Wow, this is interesting. 4-1-2-1-2. Right, okay. Louis Thompson, and then they've got Freeman and White, and then they've got Kemp, and then they've got Roberts and Reed. I've not seen them play for that. I don't seem to remember them playing that formation, so they're actually trying to stem this little bit of a poor period with a different formation. Let's see if it works. Orient, who have been doing quite well, I think. They've been playing a lot better of late. But so have most of the teams in the bottom third. Keeley in goal, James, Beckles, Happ and Curry. Staggered mid of Perkins, Pratley, Galbraith, Warrington and O'Neill with Agay up front. So that's going to be an interesting one. I look with interest on how that formation goes with Stevenage. That's an interesting one to be playing at home. It's sort of like a 4-3-3, but with sort of like pulling the middle pair back just in case we need to go into a defensive mode. So I suppose it's quite adaptable is probably the word. Bristol City versus Burnley. Let's go into the Championship. Bristol City, O'Leary in goal. They're playing a 3-4-2-1. Right, okay. O'Leary in goals. Zach Viner, Dickey and McNally in defence. Straight mid of Earthy, McGuane, Knight and Roberts. The two behind the front are going to be Bird and Mehmeti, and Naki Wells up front. Oh God, I mean that's a really good. I don't see why they don't turn up and play sometimes. It's insane. They sometimes turn up, sometimes don't. Let's see if they do. Burnley, on the other hand, they've been lacking that technical oomph up front. I think for me, they're going 4-2-3-1. So they're just swapping one more defender for one more attacker. For one more midfield. So Trafford in goal. Roberts, Egan Riley, Esteve and Perez, and then staggered mid of Colosio, Brownhill, Mebry, Cullen and Anthony, and Rodriguez up front. So that's going to be obviously they are really good. It's that final technical quality that I'll be looking for from Burnley. They need to show people, they need to show the fans that they can actually get scoring goals, plenty of, because if and when they go to the Premier League again, they're going to have to be able to do that, because our Championship side, there's such a big gulf between the two. If they can't do it in the Championship, they have no hope of doing it in the Premier League. We're going to Coventry for Coventry Sheffield United. We're going to be going soon, so we'll do that while I get up my other app. Coventry, Collins in goal, Latabaudiere, Thomas and Binks in defence. A straight mid of Eric, Eccles, Sheaf, Redoni, De Silva, and up front Torp and Bassett. Sheffield United, Cooper in goal, Gilchrist, Suter, Admedovic, Burrows in defence. A staggered mid of Saki, Souza, O'Hare, Peck and Hamer, and Tyrese Campbell up front. Yes, I prefer Tyrese Campbell up front. Absolutely. There's been a few mumblings about the striker position there from the fans, and I totally agree with them. I think I would prefer Tyrese Campbell up front. I still think that's quite even, because we know what Coventry can do and how they can play. Let's see if they can do that on the day. We've got one more. We might just be able to fit this in. Sheffield Wednesday versus Cardiff. Sheffield Wednesday with Beadle in goal. There you go. 4-4-2. So we're going Valerie, Bernard, or Bernard, whatever you want to call it. Lowe, Johnson, and then Windass, Charles, Bannon, and Gassama up front in midfield. Ugbo and Michael Smith in attack. Cardiff with Alnick in goal. Perry NG, of course, always there in defence. Dalland, Gutas, and O'Dowda. So a nice, solid defence that's been together for quite a while now. Midfield staggered of Tanner, Robertson, Colville, Turnbull, and Maite. Turnbull there is my key player for Cardiff. I always see him as the go-to midfielder for some strange reason. Always knocking it off Turnbull and up to Maite, or off Turnbull and across to Robertson and up the other side. And up front we've got Callum Robinson. It's going to be an interesting game that I think Cardiff 4-2-3-1, Sheffield Wednesday 4-4-2. Let's just see how that one pans out, because Cardiff had a little bit more flexibility with their lineup, and we shall go to our games because we've started to see them come up now. And let's see where we're going to go. Where shall we go? Anybody want to guess? Where do we want to go? we can go to all 6 actually. So so we'll go to. I tell you what, we'll go to Shrewsbury versus Birmingham, and the reason is because obviously will Shrewsbury get the new manager bounce? I suppose is the big question here.
Take the game to Birmingham City, like I say, obviously you expect them to be the favourites, but like I say, Shrewsbury can sort of build a bit of early pressure onto Birmingham, play their own game. I think that's the main thing in these sort of David Earth.
So that's that. Let's leave that one there. We want it to be a little bit below my voice, so we don't want to be too loud, do we? So we're going to go with a Shrewsbury Birmingham game. We can go with the others. If you want your side on, then please do mention who you support. We can have your side on here if you want to. So Bristol City have now kicked off. Coventry have. Sheffield Wednesday have. Shrewsbury have just kicked off, and Stevenage have. So we're just waiting for Bolton to kick off. I'm going to go with first goal. I'm going to go with Burnley. I think that the Burnley-Bristol City game could be the first goal. I can't say which way round it's going to go. I really can't. I think that it's going to be an interesting game, because Burnley aren't quite technical. Haven't got that technical edge that I expected of them at the final ball. But Bristol City, they can score goals if they turn up. So let's see which one it is. Leicester-Chelsea is the only video one I've got, so we're not going to do that. So we're going to go in. Let's just see how things are going. We will go to Bristol City versus Burnley. And Bristol City are straight into the attack here with Earthy on the right-hand side. And I think looks like they've just got a corner. Straight across. No, it's a throw in. It's a throw in into comes off. And Knight on the left-hand side. Crosses it in, but Esteve kicks that one out. A very, very tight back end for Burnley now. Playing it up into midfield, across to the centre, and Cullen just pulling away to the right and trying to see whether they can go into a couple of 1-2s with Roberts on the right-hand wing. Mebry and Roberts having a couple of 1-2s. Anthony getting in there as well. And we can hear the Shrewsbury game. If you're interested in any of the games, do please tell me. We can give you your side on the listen along if you particularly want to. Like I say, if I've seen a couple of people come in, it looks like you've disappeared, but if you can actually tell me that you are still here, then that would help, because if it does look like there's nobody here, I will close the stream down at about 25 minutes. So, and I'll be talking to myself, and I don't like doing that. So we will go. It's at the minute 0-0. Burnley, they can't get past midfield at the minute. Bristol City are playing they're high up, and they're really pushing Burnley back into their own half. Burnley have got all the ball, but they can't get past midfield, and it's really interesting. Esteve now still in his own half. We haven't got out since I started talking about this. They haven't got out of their own half yet. Pushes it forward, gets the ball into the Bristol City end, but they give it to Bristol City for a throw-in. They give it away to Burnley then. Burnley are in the Bristol City half for the first time on 3 minutes 50. Cross it to Rodriguez, back to Brownhill, back to Rodriguez, Brownhill. I've got so Anthony shoots and it's off target, and they go straight into the attack there, which is really interesting. The first time they get into the Bristol City half, they have a shot, which is really good. Doesn't sound like Shrewsbury are starting as good as they wanted. Less than 10%. They've just said they expect that to be less than 10%. Let's have a look. Let me actually go into that. And Shrewsbury versus Birmingham. Let's have a look. He thinks that it's less than 10%. It's actually down as 50-50 on here. So, so we shall see. Where are we anyway? Anderson for Birmingham, and on the left-hand side, and he puts it to Iwata. Usually, is he going to go cross it to the right-hand side from the left? Yes, he has. Right to Clara on the right-hand side, and we'll try and push it up to Laird and back to Pake. Forward to Clara again. Doing a couple of 1-2s in the corner. Oh, crosses it in. Oh, and Shrewsbury try clearing it out, but Laird there grabs.
It's not cleared the 6-yard box, and then maybe Pierre got nudged in the back by Laird, and it is a free kick to Shrewsbury. Good ball from Clara.
They were right in the middle of the box there as well. Let them. They're actually only a couple of seconds behind what I can see, so they're actually the radar is very close to what I can see. So yeah, Laird there, right in the middle of the box, gives a push to the Shrewsbury guy, and unfortunate free kick. Oh God, the Shrewsbury kick it right into the part. They try and hit Marquis in the Birmingham half, but then they give it away. But then Marquis manages to get it and then gives it straight to the Birmingham defence. So it's not looking too great. Now they have updated the stats now, so it is 16% possession to Shrewsbury so far, 84% to Birmingham. No shots on goal though yet, which is quite interesting. As Shrewsbury cross it in, but Ryan Allsop there, ready with his gloves to grab that one, and he's just going to play that one out.
It's played by Allsop, but it's to the right of the area, and I think he was looking for Marquis, a cross that was on target.
We'll leave that because that's the difference between the two. Usually I can go into the visuals and actually see. I can be 30 seconds ahead of them easy. I'm not. I'm about 5 seconds ahead of them, which is really. So we're just as well just listening to that one. Let's go to one of the other games then. Let's go Coventry versus Sheffield United. If there is anybody, please do just say hi, say hello, or just, give me a blank comment as long as we can know that you're here. It's quite handy. As Coventry versus Sheffield United. Coventry have started the game on top. They're actually 62% possession, and they're in the attack again. Sheffield United had it in defence. They kicked it forward, lost it immediately in midfield, and Latabaudiere grabs it on the right hand side, and we've already had 2 corners. Where did 2 corners go to? 2 corners for Coventry. So Coventry have already started by far the better of the 2 sides. So Sheffield United are actually not starting too well. Yeah, free kick at Coventry as well. So free kick for Coventry.
Free kick to Birmingham City inside their own half into the 9th minute.
We'll leave that. They're taking the time. They're taking the time. Must be an injury because they're taking the time to get that one.
Right hand side.
Sheffield Wednesday versus Cardiff. And Sheffield Wednesday are attacked. Bannon crosses it and Ugbo shoots, but it's off target. Sheffield Wednesday are, it's about 50-50 so far. Cardiff are slightly edging it, but Sheffield Wednesday are the only team to have had a shot. And it wasn't on target. Oh.
That's going to go behind. Without possession, or with less possession, set pieces become crucial. Absolutely. This is, I think,
so Shrewsbury are going to be looking at the set pieces with the looks of it. As Sheffield Wednesday kick it to the right hand side for Bannon, crosses it in for Michael Smith, and he can't get one off, so he tries giving it to Bernard on the left of him, but NG grabs it and gives it back to Alnwick, who can try and dribble away from the Sheffield Wednesday players, kick it to the left wing to Robinson and back to Dalland. Costa Alnwick again. We're just sort of trying to slow the game down, the looks of it. Cardiff, they kick it forward, but Valerie just intercepts it on the halfway, kicks it out, and it's a Cardiff throw in on the halfway line. And we're in 10 minutes. Cardiff are possession wise ahead, but at the minute it's Sheffield Wednesday that are doing the most with the ball. Now, if you were to guess from 10 minutes play, which is pretty silly really, I would probably be saying Sheffield Wednesday are more like...
For a moment, there was hesitation at the back from Birmingham City. Actually bouncing behind. I guess that was better from Gilead.
So it's sounding like the Shrews are starting to actually pull forward, isn't it? And NG, Colwell for Cardiff. Can he cross it into the box? We're on 10 minutes and...
I can't believe someone's not got on the end of it. It did look like a bit of a miss in truth, but the way it looped and bounced just outside the 6-yard box,
looks like trying to pass it back, but it's not happening. So at the minute, Cardiff City are certainly trying to get ahead. They're playing reasonably well. So we've been to those three. We've been to that one. We'll go to Bolton versus Blackpool, shall we? At the minute, it's a Bolton throw-in in their own half.
I don't think Ciala was quick to get across, but of course the pass didn't go to Stansfield. Shrewsbury now have a throw deep inside their own half. 11.5 minutes on the clock. Independent, unofficial off-tube studio commentary. 0-0.
In this one, it's heavily Blackpool actually. Now this Blackpool have had one shot, and the others haven't had any. But Blackpool have at least been into the opposition box 5 times, whereas Bolton haven't been in the opposition area for at all yet. So I'm quite shocked because I thought that we would be seeing a little bit more from them. There's Thomason there for Bolton in his own half, and Krupp tries a through ball to the far right hand corner, and it goes out. It gets kicked out by Blackpool, and it's going to be a Bolton throw right by the flag, back to Collins, and no goals yet. Pushes it forward, but Blackpool pull forward and pull the offside trap, and Blackpool get them offside. So it'll be a Blackpool kick in their own half. There's no other goals. Let's go Stevenage versus Leyton Orient, and we're looking for our first goal. I actually thought I thought that this game down here, which is Bolton Blackpool, would have been could have been one of our first goals because of the Bolton are capable of scoring several goals in a game. With the Stevenage Leyton Orient, it looks like Stevenage are the ones that are just trying to keep the ball in their own half. Straight over the halfway line, and O'Neill grabs it for Leyton Orient. It does look like that Stevenage are just trying to keep the ball. Neither team have had a shot on goal, and they have been into each other's half, but we're just not seeing any quality in that final third with the looks of it, as Stevenage again knocking it around their own half with Thompson. Back to Wilding, Freeman, Thompson, Freeman. Oh, and he loses it to Hap. Hap tries shoving it down to the far corner, and the Leyton Orient attacker just doesn't quite get his foot on it right, and it goes out for a Stevenage throw in their right by their own right-hand flag. At the minute, I think the Stevenage Orient game is looking pretty dismal as far as trying to think of who's going to score first. But we have a goal. Yeah, Sheffield United, Coventry versus Sheffield United. It's Coventry 0, Sheffield United 1. He's quite right. Listening to the Shrewsbury versus Birmingham game, of course, and actually listening to a radio station does give us the ability to, while I'm flicking between the different teams, I can listen to that along with you, and we can update it. Hopefully, that's now got Sheffield United in it.
Absolutely, I think I can as well. You wouldn't like to see that given against you for sure. I think you're quite lucky there that
Sheffield United. So that's that one updated. So the first goal came to Sheffield United, and I didn't expect that one. I was thinking it would be the Bristol City Burnley game. The Shrewsbury. Let's just look at the stats here at Shrewsbury, because it started. The Shrewsbury is starting to get a little bit more into it now. It's only 77% possession to Birmingham. It was about 85%. The Shrews were doing quite well from set pieces. They keep having one or two set. I think they've had 2 or 3 set pieces now. They've come really close on at least 2 of the occasions. So they're not doing that bad, but I did expect them to do a little bit better than what they are doing. Birmingham kick it into the Shrews box, but then they kick it straight back out. Bailik to Iwata. Iwata now he's passed it back to Clara, and Clara now runs back into defence. Tries passing it along the right hand side. Pake to Williamson. Williamson's really good. I like Williamson's pace. Williamson has the ability to just grab the ball and just run it into the box. But in this case, he passes it to the right hand side of the box and loses it to a Shrewsbury defender. They try pulling it up the right hand side there, the Shrews right, and Birmingham put it out for a throw in to the Shrews in their own half on their right hand side. So Shrewsbury now can, if we look at how they've been playing, to be quite honest, I'd be looking to try drawing fouls and drawing a few free kicks, because that's where they've been most dangerous. Bit of a tackle in midfield, gets pushed down the right, and it gives to Bailik. Yeah, he's exactly the same as me. The radios are like so far. He's like literally a couple of seconds behind where I can see. So well, you can listen to the exact commentary just a little bit behind me. Cochrane there. It's like they're going down the middle now. Birmingham down the middle. They're down the left hand side with the water. Back into Pake in the middle. And Bailik. The Bolton game, Blackpool, that I've got on this one is starting to just pick up. The Bolton game is starting to at last become a little bit more even. There's only been one shot at goal so far, and it's been Blackpool, and that wasn't on target. Bolton haven't managed even a shot yet.
One shot, but they're not exactly looking dangerous.
No, and I actually do think Shrewsbury, despite the amount of possession Birmingham City have had in Shrewsbury's half, in fact, perhaps, I do actually
Yeah, but I'd probably agree with him. Shrewsbury Town are actually playing some good football when they have the ball, which isn't that often, but they are playing really good football. And they are getting it down, mainly the right-hand wing. As Castledine now has it on the left-hand wing, just to prove me wrong. Yeah, let's face it. Through the middle, and Shrewsbury caught offside. So yeah, it's getting nice, and yeah, it's starting to look like an interesting game, the Shrewsbury game. Let's go to the Sheffield United game. Let's go Coventry versus Sheffield United, and Coventry are trying their best to just keep the ball, with the looks of it. Around midfield at the minute.
Deep inside the Birmingham City half, and he was the only player in the Birmingham City half himself, so he's not prevented a breakout. Stupid yellow card.
Push it forward down the left, but Sheffield United intercept it, and they catch them on the break, and they go straight from their own left-hand corner, straight to the right-hand wing, straight down, and it goes over the halfway line, it goes straight to past into the middle for Hamer, and actually Hamer is comes against a brick wall, comes back, passes it into the Sheffield United defence, and it's come back all the way to Cooper, back where they started on their own left-hand wing. We have a goal in the Premier League, and it is Leicester City 0, Chelsea 1. We obviously don't cover that yet, but we have no goals in the League One. If you're interested in League Two, there's no goals in League Two. So the only goal we have in our games is Coventry 0, Sheffield United 1. As Coventry again, Coventry are beating this right-hand wing, and with every time I say that, they go to the opposite side. I'll try pushing it down the left. Eccles loses it, but grabs the second ball, and Eccles manages to tip it to De Silva with a quick 1-2 with Eccles. And I'm ahead of you on that one, mate. I knew that one before. Thomas now, and Coventry are trying the opposite wing. They're trying the left-hand wing, back into Shea from the middle. At the minute, it looks like back into Torp in the middle, and he's gone across. Crosses it, and then Ivanovic tries kicking it out, and it goes to Eccles. Eccles has a shot, and it's off target, and kicked out by the defence, and it's back to Eccles, back to De Silva. Eccles, and they're still on the it's a goal, and they've pressurised Sheffield United so much, and it was just too much for them to cope with, and it's now Coventry 1, Sheffield United 1, and Coventry have managed to get back into this. And I'm not surprised. Coventry were on the attack, and it came back out, and they didn't clear it properly, Sheffield United. It went back to Coventry's left wing and just came straight back in, and it's a goal for Coventry City. So yeah, very good little bit of pushing. And so far it's 3 shots each, 1 shot on target for Sheffield United, 2 for Coventry, and I think the 2 were actually almost together there, and 1 goal each. So it's really, and we've got a goal in the Bristol City game. We have a goal in the Bristol City game, and this one has gone to Burnley, and it's Bristol City 0. Burnley 1, and we can put that one in there. So something happening. Let's go to the Leicester game, because there's something happening here. What is No, they were thinking whether that was going to be a red card. I think so. Yeah, it's
Doesn't matter.
not, and it's Leicester 0, Chelsea 1.
His desire to put in
I'm
the hard
just having a
yards,
quick look at that.
ahead of Laird, but half the time,
In League,
Laird's ahead of him. Somebody's got to play in the right back position.
so we've got Bristol City 0, Burnley 1. I want to go into this other game, this Blackpool, Bolton Blackpool, starting to heat up.
Exciting at the moment because there's been
I ha-
one effort at goal, and that wasn't on target either. They haven't
Looking
really
at two games in it. Bolton, Blackpool. Bolton are attacking down the left-hand side with a throw-in.
key areas.
So they're in their own half.
Corner of the game has gone
And Latibodiere is now having it with Coventry, and they're going down the right-hand side. So we've got a couple of games on.
free kicks that way. It's been quite
And Baxter gets clattered into by a Bolton player, and he's down now. He's going to be just getting some attention as we listen to the Shrewsbury versus Birmingham game, which if we actually listen to them, which I will let you have a little listen for a couple of minutes, it sounds pretty dull, because Birmingham have had one shot on goal and it wasn't even on target, and with only 20% of possession, Shrewsbury are actually doing quite well when they've got the ball. If there is anybody in, then you want me to go to your side, we can change the radio. We can change the radio to your side. Please do like and subscribe. Please do tell me you're there, because I think we're getting now to the point where we've had two or three people in, but it's not really enough for me to keep rabbiting to myself.
around for fun. At the
So
moment,
if you are in, just please put a comment in the box. Even
possession by Castledine, a combination of Castledine and Marquis. The referee has bailed out Pike. Shrewsbury again felt that there wasn't much in it. Free kick's gone the way of Birmingham City, and that was dangerous for Birmingham. Had the free kick not given up, and they look for Williamson through the middle this time. Again, the pass slightly too heavy.
the passing is not very good apparently from Birmingham. We're just listening to that one. I mean, I was going into it, but the problem is the radio's like literally 2 seconds behind what I can see, so it's not worth me watching it because we can hear it from the professionals.
Rolled all the way through to Samet, so it just isn't clicking.
It's Bristol City 0,
And it's difficult to come up with positives in this.
Burnley 1,
It is.
Coventry 1-1 with Sheffield United.
Based on the table and how it lies, I would say
I'm going to the dull game. This is a dull game. Stevenage versus Leyton Orient. If nobody comes up, we're going to be... Where are we? Are we 26 minutes? I might get to half time. Let's go to half time. But if there's nobody actually online at half time, I will be closing it. Stevenage Borough have got 2 shots, 1 on target, no goals. Leyton Orient, no shots, obviously no goals. 55% possession to Stevenage. Stevenage are on the attack. They got throw in on their right hand side, and it's come back to Mahoney. They've thrown it all the way back. Wild in now, and Wild in will try going down the right. We'll put you back on. Why did you turn off? So Stevenage just pressing gently. Not there's no quality. They just seem to be like trying to keep the ball. This does still look like being a 0-0. If anybody does score, it looks like being Stevenage, but at the minute it doesn't look too good. What did we say about this game? Oh, Stevenage Leyton Orient. We said Leyton Orient 2-1. At the minute, doesn't look very good, as Bolton's have a really good shot on goal. Blackpool kick it straight to the other end, and Bolton can build from Johnston at the back, and Johnston is right in Bolton's own left-hand corner. In the Stevenage game, we've got Leyton Orient now on the attack. Middle, And that one goes out for a Stevenage throw. They just can't get it into the final third at the minute. So
Shrewsbury, that's a good decision looking at a replay. The assistant referee was right there. Castlevine just poked his foot round to play it off the legs.
So we have in the Premier League we have Leicester 0, Chelsea 1. In the Championship we have Bristol City 0, Burnley 1. Coventry 1, Sheffield United 1. We have Sheffield Wednesday 0-0. I'm going to go to that in a minute. Just go through the League One scores. All 0-0. Well, that's easy, isn't it? And Shrewsbury Town are holding their own, I think is the word. They've got a lot. They've got about 27% possession at the minute, but they're quite dangerous when they've got the ball, especially when they get a free kick.
Because nobody's attacked the player as if it was dangerous. They just got to the referee, which suggests it isn't as bad as maybe I think it might be.
Indeed, no, I think you're right. It's definitely not violent conduct. It's a relatively high boot. We can just see the replay here.
Just thinking whether something's right, going to be a yellow card, not a red. So Birmingham get a yellow card. They were worried they were going to get a red card then. Oh yeah, all the odds went as well at the same time. It's like, oh no, so he gets a yellow card, and they were just discussing was that a red card. Studs were up though, so that is technically a red card, and this is one of those things where the referees have got to be consistent, because we've seen games recently where the studs have been up and it's not been dangerous and they've been sent off because the studs were up, and we've just got the same situation here and he doesn't get sent off. Yeah, is that a little bbit too one-sided? That Birmingham are way the better side, so we can't really pick on them. Shrewsbury has scored. Shrewsbury has scored. It's, what did we say? Free kicks. And I said, didn't I? Free kicks are going to do it. And Shrewsbury Town are in the lead. It's Shrewsbury Town 1, Birmingham City 0. And we have a shock in the offing. And I've no doubt they'll equalise, don't worry. But we have a goal. We have a goal. And it's so the Birmingham guy gets away without a red card for showing his studs, which should have been a red card. And then just gives it a whack and it's in the net. Free kick again. Free kick. What do we say? Shrewsbury Town are doing more with the ball when they've got it than what Birmingham are with their more, double the amount of possession. We're in shock now. We've got Coventry coming back against Sheffield United, and now Coventry are actually on top. Coventry are really pushing hard for a winner now. And at Burnley, we've got Bristol City. At Bristol City, we've got Burnley 1-0 up, and it's they've only got Burnley have only had. There's only been one shot on target in the entire game. There's been 4 shots each. None of them on target for Bristol City. 1 on target for Burnley, and it's gone in the net. So that's it. 1 on target, and it's gone in. So Bristol City 0, Burnley 1. Burnley are now in the attack on the left-hand side. Blackpool have just scored. I've just seen that in my just to my left as I was looking at the Burnley Bristol City, and Blackpool have scored. It's now Bolton 0, Blackpool 1, and that's another one that I didn't expect. So it's going completely against my predictions, isn't it? Hey, you gave me all these predictions. I sat in and for an hour talking about these, and we sort of discussed these, and we've all got them wrong. So far we have the mighty Birmingham 1-0 down. we have a poor Blackpool side 1-0 up. What else could go wrong? Bristol City, Burnley. Well, it was a case of who would turn up. We're starting. Oh, right, we've just heard that one as I go back. Yes, it is. It's Sheffield Wednesday. We'll go to that one. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Cardiff 1. So we're going to put that one in for you. And we'll go to half time. And it is Sheffield Wednesday 0, Cardiff 1. I didn't expect this one actually. I think I was going 2-1 stroke 2-2, but it's Sheffield Wednesday now. Windass to Gassama. Right, it goes into the box, crosses it, but Gutas kicks it straight out on the far side for a throw in. It's gone off a Wednesday. It's gone off a Wednesday player, and it's gone for a Cardiff throw in their own half. Bad throwing, gives it straight to Bannon, and Bannon's going to just pass it back. I think pass it forward to Johnston. They're trying to get a free eye into the centre of the box now. What are we on? 35 minutes, and it's literally straight up back into midfield. So Cardiff are actually embedded in the and it's Sheffield United. Oh my God! There's been 2 goals while we've been gone. At the only one. Yeah, there was 1 goal. Yeah, so it was 1-0. It was at Coventry. It's now 1-2 to Sheffield United. So Sheffield United have managed to pull ahead. I was thinking there was 2 there, but Coventry equalised just before that as Bolton get a yellow card. And yeah, we've got goals going in everywhere. In fact, we have we've got the Blackpool. We did have the Blackpool one, didn't we? Just make sure. We did, yeah. We had the Blackpool one. So it's Shrewsbury Town 1, Birmingham 0, Stevenage 0, Leyton Orient 0, Bristol City 0, Burnley 1, Coventry 1, Sheffield United now 2, Sheffield Wednesday 0, Cardiff now 1. It's Bolton 0, Blackpool 1. And it's Shrewsbury 1, the mighty Birmingham 0. And it's all going off. It's 0-0. Who? How on earth is this happening? How on earth is it's Shrewsbury 2? Shrewsbury 2. I mean, as Joseph has a shot on target for Blackpool, and suddenly they're going to try and come back, get another goal, but they just miss out there and comes out. I think it's a corner there. But yeah, we're Shrewsbury are flying.
I mean, if you're a Blues fan here, I think you're just shaking your head wondering what's gone wrong, because defensively it was very, very poor.
No, the only game without a goal. Oh, Sheffield Wednesday have equalised. Sheffield Wednesday have equalised. This is... Oh, the goals are going in now, guys. Come on. The goals are going in, and it's Sheffield Wednesday 1. Cardiff 1. It's Coventry 1. Sheffield United 2. It's Bristol City 0. Burnley 1. In the League 1, it's Bolton 0. Blackpool 1. It's Shrewsbury 2, Birmingham 0, and it's Stevenage 0, Orient 0. We're going to that one because it's the only game with no goals. And it doesn't, since the last time we've been in, there's been no shots on goal. And very few incursions into the opposition half. Oh, this is a boring game as Shrewsbury kick it forward into the Leyton Orient half, and they lose it. Leyton Orient goes into Stevenage and they lose it. Stevenage to the Leyton Orient, they lose it. Yeah, Leyton Orient into Stevenage, they lose it. And now Stevenage go, oh no, they got across the halfway line. But then they push back. Then they push it back into Leyton Orient half, and Perkins grabs it for Leyton Orient. It's just ping pong ball with the centre line. Imagine that as a net. Oh, Perkins, crosses it. And Leyton Orient actually had a good chance at getting a shot off there, but it would have been their first shot on goal. But it gets cleared out before they could shoot. And Reed gets tackled for the ball right into Leyton Orient half for once, and Leyton Orient giving away a throw in near their just outside their box sort of thing, right on the level with it. Let's just see how. Oh, Collins for Bolton. Stevenage haven't taken the throw in yet. Oh, it's short to Kemp, and Bolton are on the attack. Stevenage are on the attack. Oh, Bolton cross it in. The goalkeeper kicks it out. Stevenage kick it in, but Leyton Orient's Curry kicks it out for them. And Bolton are back on the attack with Sheehan. Down the middle, right down the middle. Jones on the right-hand side. Oh, Lembleton grabs that, intercepts that one very nicely. But another player from Blackpool loses it right in the... Norburn did well there to intercept that and get it back for Blackpool. And Blackpool now are just trying to tap it around. They've said this has to be a must-win game at Blackpool. Because there's no reason why they've started to play badly when, they played really well when the manager came in. And just because he's had sort of bad news shouldn't mean that they should be playing so bad. And they've said, no, we need to win this. This is silly because we play badly. We get a new manager. We play brilliantly. Something bad happens and, you all fall apart. It's the same team, It's a team effort, isn't it? And the fans must be absolutely amazed how their team can play badly, really well, and then badly again. Let's choose other games, because we've got Bolton and Stevenage on at the minute. Any more goals? Not yet. In fact, it's still Leicester City 0, Chelsea 1. Bristol City, let's go Bristol City Burnley. Bristol City with Dickey, to Viner on the right, Earthy on the right, back to Knight, across to Dickey in the middle, McGuane just on the left hand side, back to Dickey, Brain, Dickey. Oh, Pergini had a cross there for Stevenage and nearly got a shot off, but didn't. It got cleared by Keeley in the end. So we've got. We've actually got a corner for Stevenage, and it's kicked out by Leyton Orient for a Stevenage throw, but right in their own half. That really didn't go far. And Stevenage are just starting to turn up the heat now at home to Leyton Orient. Perhaps we'll get a goal in our last game. 55% possession to Stevenage. Oh, Bristol City had a good chance there. It's straight to the goalkeeper, just not quite good enough. Kicks it out. Bird Mehmeti for Bristol City, and Bristol City are pushing for this equaliser. Down to McGuane, back to Viner on the right hand side, crosses it in, but Trafford again kicks it out. And on 42 minutes, it's going to be with the Burnley goalkeeper. Let us see what this Shrewsbury Town Shrewsbury Town are 2-0 up at the minute. I want to just have a quick look, if we can, at the table here. Because, it's not. So we have Bristol's. Oh, Birmingham City have won 2-1 now. It's Shrewsbury 2. As we're listening to the Shrewsbury game. It's Shrewsbury Town 2, Birmingham 1. We'll put that one in for you. I don't expect this to stay like this because Shrewsbury Town are relying almost totally on free kicks and any stationary goal. But yeah, we've got Shrewsbury Town are up at the minute to 23rd with a minus 12 goal difference. So Burton are now bottom again. But, they could. No, they've got too negative a goal difference, but they could. It would take them another 2 games to get out of the bottom 4, which is quite difficult at this. We're about just over a third of the way through the season, so it's going to be quite difficult for them, even if they win. But it's not impossible. They are playing quite good when they have the ball. Birmingham, they're getting a goal back, and it's now Shrewsbury Town 2, Birmingham 1, and we're not even up half time yet. Bristol City are now attacking. Oh, pull it back to Zach Viner on the right hand side. 45 minutes and 28 seconds at Bristol City. Bristol City 0, Burnley 1. Bristol City are cross it in from halfway, and it's just not a very good cross, and it goes straight to Burnley for a goal kick. Same at Stevenage. Leyton Orient crossed that from quite a distance, but that goes to Mahoney for Stevenage. So Stevenage are at the minute on. They started really well, and all of a sudden Leyton Orient has started to come back into it, and I actually thought Leyton Orient might win this one, but they didn't start very well. It was Stevenage to get the first couple of shots out and one on target, and it's taken until the last 5-10 minutes for Leyton Orient to really get going and have a couple of shots on goal. But now Leyton Orient are starting to pull this 0-0 game back by its. They try getting over the halfway line, and Roberts kicks it out and gives them a throw in. Leyton Orient then throw it back in and give it straight to Roberts again. And it's been like that quite a few times in the first half, I must admit. Like ping pong ball in the middle, and the centre line is the net. It's going straight over as the whistle goes, and it's Stevenage 0, Leyton Orient 0, half time. It's Bristol City 0, Burnley 1, half time. Let's wait. It's Sheffield United have had a red card. Sheffield United have a red card. Let's see if we can. Oh, it's Amedovic. Amedovic has got a red card for Sheffield United, and it's Coventry 1, Sheffield United 2. Sheffield United just gone back into the lead, and will this make a difference? Because that back line is actually quite important. And Coventry were really hammering that in the first half. They were actually, I think Coventry were actually on top. Play.
On the back pedal by Dykes over the bar. He was comfortably over the bar in truth, but it's almost a free header.
Coventry are doing really well. Coventry are doing really well. Sheffield United are in the lead, but now they've got a red card. Will they get the run of the green in the second half?
Restart the game. No, he isn't.
isn't he? Just, I tell you what, he's got them playing cracking free kicks. That came from a free kick. So Shrewsbury 2, Birmingham 1 is half time. And although, I mean, I think the possession figures just don't show the game because if I go into it, it's 19% possession to Shrewsbury Town. But every time they've got the ball, they're in the Birmingham half and they're pushing and pushing. And every time they got, I mean, they had 2 or 3. I think they had about 3 free kicks before their first goal, and every two out of those 3 free kicks were absolutely spot on. I mean, Ainsworth's got them. Yeah, like you said, doing his best to just scupper the Birmingham pressure every so often with a nice, really crisp free kick. And I tell you what, he's doing bloody well, isn't he? And the other thing here is shots on goal. Shrewsbury Town, 3 shots, all 3 on target, and 2 of them in the back of the net. Ouch! I mean, where were they? They were on bottom of the league, 24th position. Jake, how the hell is he? How has he turned that one round? I mean, that's just ridiculous, isn't it? And Birmingham, 3 shots, only 1 on target, and that 1 on target went in the net. But that was just a mix-up at the back, and they just gave him a free shot at goal, and that was it. They've just given him another free header on goal, and they tipped that one just over the bar. So it's looking quite hair-raising down at the Shrewsbury. I can't see them getting anything from it, but I tell you what, he's going to really push this one to the 90th minute, isn't he? And all of that argy-bargy that we saw, we did a predictions live stream yesterday, and we were saying, like, we look at I started to pull in the news as well, so I pull in the news and, oh my God, Ainsworth's been hammering away at Birmingham saying, don't you expect a good game here? We're going to make it as tough as we can for you. And to his word, he has done it. And what you said he's doing what he does best. Piss the opposition off before the game and then really make it as damned hard to play as he possibly can. And that's what he does, and that's what he's doing. And and Medovic is obviously red carded for Sheffield United. So Coventry 1, Sheffield United 2. That's half time. Coventry, I do think, although Sheffield United are the favourites to win this, I can't. Coventry, to me, are actually on the front foot for most of that first half. And it was no surprise that they equalised because they were really hammering that Sheffield United goal. And Sheffield United eventually collapsed after they cleared it very, very poorly, and it got put straight back in after a couple of touches, and Coventry equalised, and then out of the blue Sheffield United get a lead, but and then lose Admenovic. Bristol City Burnley, Bristol City 0, Burnley 1. That's a half-time score. I'd like to say it's an interesting game. I expected this one to be a really good, high-scoring game, but at the minute it looks like that might just end 1-0 because it's boring as hell. It's not the most boring game. Sheffield Wednesday 1, Cardiff 1. That's probably about right. It's half time. It's pretty much 50-50. It's a decent game of football. I think Wednesday are slightly in the ascendancy there, but although they got 60% play, it looks a lot more even than that. So. That's that one. Bolton 0, Blackpool 1. This has been quite backwards and forwards. Blackpool have been the main. Blackpool have been on top here for most of this game. But as soon as Bolton get the ball, they're always very dangerous. They're doing a Shrewsbury. They're basically doing a Shrewsbury, and they're constantly attacking when they've got the ball, but they don't really seem to ever actually have the ball very often. I mean, the stats say they've had it more often than Blackpool, but when I've been going in there, it's always been Blackpool that are doing the attacking. So Blackpool are, for me, the better side in the first half. I just wish my nose would stop itching. Shrewsbury, Birmingham, we've got that one on. It's just one hell of a one-way attack. It's just that when Shrewsbury get it, they're getting free kicks, and those free kicks are just causing so much trouble to Birmingham. They just they made a couple of really. The first one I think was a bit of a howler for Birmingham. It was a great free kick. Don't get me wrong, but it landed and got a left foot kick through the crowded box, and if it's that crowded, somebody needs to be watching the ball rather than the people around them, and it just went straight through the legs into the net. So Birmingham could have done better there. Stevenage, Leyton Orient, half time 0-0. This is your your typical your typical bore draw. This is the most boring game of the 12:30 games. This could be 24th versus 23rd. It's so I was watching it for 5-10 minutes, and it was going over the line, lose it, over the line, lose it, over the line, lose it. For fuck's sake, somebody keep the bloody ball for more than one kick. And it is the most boring game of football. I'm glad I'm not there. It really is boring. I'm going to go and get a drink. There's 5 minutes to people kicking off. Let me just go and get a drink. Let me put on my Be Right Back and my webcam off, and I shall be back in about 4 or 5 minutes. I'll see you later if you're still on. If we're not and people disappear, then we'll think about just closing it down. But as long as you're in, Jake, I don't mind. We'll carry on chatting to each other for the rest of the afternoon. I don't mind. I'll go get a cup of coffee. See you in a bit.
Birmingham 1, Shrewsbury went 2-0 up. Yeah, volleying home from a free kick in the 31st minute to give the Shrews the lead, which was doubled just 7 minutes later on the counter. A mix-up in the middle between Williamson and Alsop allowed an easy tap in for Mark Hislop that could build a play involving Castlebyre, but Birmingham City monopolised possession, pulled one back just before the break. Ball into the box was only clear to the edge, and Iwata stroked home. Time at New Meadow, Shrewsbury 2, Birmingham 1. Shrewsbury went 2-0 up. Yeah, volleying home from a free kick in the 31st minute to give the Shrews the lead, which was doubled just 7 minutes later.
stopped.
From a free kick in the 31st minute to give the Shrews the lead, which was doubled just 7 minutes later on the counter. A mix-up in the middle between Williamson and Alsop allowed an easy tap in for Marquis after good build-up play involving Castlebyne, but Birmingham City monopolised possession, pulled one back just before the break, ball into the box was only clear to the edge and Iwata stroked home. Full-time at New Meadow, Shrewsbury 2, Birmingham 1. Shrewsbury went 2-0 up, volleying home from a free kick in the 31st minute to give the Shrews the lead, which was doubled just 7 minutes. Iwata stroked home. Full-time at New Meadow, Shrewsbury 2, Birmingham 1. Shrewsbury went 2-0 up, volleying home from a free kick in the 31st minute to give the Shrews the lead, which was doubled just 7 minutes later on the counter. A mix-up in the middle between Williamson and Alsop allowed an easy tap in for Marquis after good build-up play involving Castlebyne, but Birmingham City monopolised possession, pulled one back just before the break, ball into the box was only clear to the edge and Iwata stroked home. Full-time at New Meadow, Shrewsbury 2, Birmingham 1. Shrewsbury went 2-0 up, volleying home from a free kick in the 31st minute to give the Shrews the lead, which was doubled just 7 minutes later on the counter. A mix-up in the middle between Williamson and Alsop allowed an easy tap in for Marquis after good build-up play involving Castlebyne, but Birmingham City monopolised possession, pulled one back just before the break, ball into the box was only clear to the edge and Iwata stroked home. Full-time at New Meadow, Shrewsbury 2, Birmingham 1. Shrewsbury went 2-0 up, volleying home from a free kick in the 31st minute to give the Shrews the lead, which was doubled just 7 minutes later on the counter. A mix-up in the middle between Williamson and Alsop allowed an easy tap in for Marquis after good build-up play involving Castlebyne, but Birmingham City monopolised possession, pulled one back just before the break.
Welcome back.
Into the box was only clear to the edge and Iwata
If anybody, if you're in, Jake, then just give me a quick thumbs up and we'll carry on. Otherwise, you know, I need at least one person to talk to. So if you're in, if you can give me a quick thumbs up, and we'll carry on. So as long as we've got someone in, if we haven't got anybody in, we'll be sort of like, we'll just, we'll close the live down and we'll go and wait for the 3 o'clock ones because there are other things to do. Anybody? We have lost all our viewers. In that case, we will see you at